Hello, good morning. Hello. Okay. So good morning, everyone. Sorry for our online guys, we're just doing some last minute chats about to start. Can we put this on? Okay, everyone, good morning. My name is Philip. They say the creative director of this space you are in. This is called the Creative and Visual Imagery Center, or I'll just call it CAVIC. You're all welcome. You're all welcome to this program put together by the British Council. It's a program that is set up so that you can learn about their online training modules, right? There's a certification at the end of the course when you are done with it. Please, I'd like to ask, can we all move forward? So just fill this that's in front of you or come to the front. It's just so we don't have distractions while the class is ongoing. Don't worry, we don't ask questions, so you won't embarrass you. Let's just sit in front and you can fill the chairs in front. That way, whoever just comes can default to the back and they won't distract us. So you're all welcome. Like I said, British Council e-learning program. Yeah, in for 4 days of amazing, right? And at the end of the day, we're hoping that not only will you be able to get a certification from the British Council, but you will have learned a lot concerning your business and how to take your business forward. So this is a class for aspiring entrepreneurs or those who have just started, you just want to go to business, you just started your business. The whole idea is to help you structure your business so that you can begin to see quick returns from it, okay? It's a class that is interactive. We have people online, also have guys in here, and we'll be fielding questions as we go. There are 4 days for this particular group, and we're hoping that you will learn a whole lot in 4 days. So maybe we want to start with a little bit of introduction, just your name, what you do, so we'll have a background of who and who's represented here. If you are online, just put in the chat box your name and the kind of business you do, if you can hear me, and we'll engage with you as well. So we'll start the side of the room. Yeah. Go on. Yeah, your name and what you do.
My name is Victoria. I'm a business person.
Okay. And music. Not as a business. Okay. So before we go any further, I'm also going to ask you guys, your essence, the whole essence of this is not just to learn, it's to build networks, is to make new friends, is to find value in one another so that we can help build each other's business, right? So it's very important that we do that. Don't be a stranger, don't work out, don't go at the end of the day without knowing who's here, because like I tell everyone, maybe that amazing business, that break, is probably with that person you're talking to, because you might just know someone, and that person will just transform your life. So please, for those of us on site, let's interact as it is, okay? Great.
Good morning, everyone. My name is Tosi.
I am a poetry farmer.
Great.
I do poetry. I also do writing.
A poultry farmer. Brilliant. Brilliant.
My name is Molly. Good morning, everyone. I'm a new artist. Still learning. I'm also a doctor.
You're also a doctor. Interesting. A medical doctor. Now you're doing makeup. Interesting. That's good. That's good. That's good.
Good morning, everyone.
Okay.
My name is Ayodeji Uche. I'm an artist. I study arts.
Visual art.
Visual art.
Okay. Ah,
So I just finished and I started a business recently. So I saw this platform on trying to enlighten myself more.
brilliant. Morning.
I also a graphic designer. It was self-taught. And I also was
Oh, good.
so when I
That's really nice. You're wearing a lot of hats. Yeah, just on one end, graphic designer on the other end, but then it's also cascaded into branding, making shirts. Interesting. Good.
morning, everyone. My name is Emeka. I'm a cinematographer and photographer.
So you make films. What kind of films do you make? Documentaries, feature films? What films do you make?
I want to make short films. I'm all music video director,
Okay.
choreographer,
Okay. So presently you shoot short films.
yes.
What medium do you put them out on?
YouTube.
YouTube. Brilliant. What's your followership like?
Like I said,
So I'm hoping that over the course of the next 4 days, you find how to grow yourself, social media. You find how to fine tune your product so that you can have better acceptance, right? And probably tweak your focus a bit. We'll see how your updates. Please hold on, sir. Can we all clap for this gentleman? He took us literally at our word, and he was the first person here today. And it's our custom that when you do that, it comes with a gift as well. So the house owes you a gift, and you'll be getting it at the end of it. Right? So let's hear from you.
so I'm a visual artist and activator. So I got the opportunity online and successful.
Awesome.
Good morning. Shahira, photographer, in photography for 3 years now, and cinematography for 2 years. I've been graphic design for 4 years, and I've been recently into animation. Yes, I worked
Awesome. I find there's a lot of material here to work with, and I'm very sure that if you stick the course and they are done in 4 days, your perspective, your business should be well transformed. There's nothing as challenging for young entrepreneurs as just diving into a new terrain, without someone taking you through the building blocks of it. So in-house here we have doctors, amazing. but they're also exploring their creative sides. Spent quite a number of years in medical school to be able to do what it is they do. That's true. And business is somewhat like that as well. There are building blocks. If you just dive into it, there's always the probability that you will fall flat on your face. And you just be wondering, why am I actually even here? So you have a lot of people who start businesses and then they put it down, and say, let's go do something, or let's go back to a 9 to 5 because it's not working. But oftentimes it's because why you have a lot of zeal, they are probably fresh on the real knowledge you need. And when you do business in a terrain like Nigeria, it comes with its own peculiarities because things are really, really different. So one of the good things we'll be doing over the course of this, the period of this course, is that you will also find we're bringing in experts, we're bringing in live entrepreneurs who'll be talking to you, hopefully from tomorrow. So for the remaining 3 days, so these are people who run successful businesses, who have made a lot of mistakes. And so the whole idea is for you to be able to ask them questions directly, learn from processes, and ensure you don't make the same mistakes again in your business, all right? Like we say here, it's better for you if you need to make mistakes to make new mistakes. So those will be mistakes you find peculiar maybe as you are progressing. Someone else has made a mistake before and has found a solution to it in business. You still want to make the same mistake. You're just losing valuable time, instead of making progress. So I'm hoping that you cross and you find a lot of value in what you have to offer. Yes?
Everybody,
so one thing is recurring here. So we have the doctors who are in business, but then we have a number of video guys, photographers, and I think, like I said, it's a good place to come. Collaboration works, guys. The lone wolf thing truly doesn't. Okay, business grows when there's a lot of synergy, and you pull resources and you work towards a common goal. So,
Good morning. My name is Shirley. I'm an engineer. I'm into humanitarian work actually.
interior,
No, humanitarian work.
humanitarian. Okay,
Yeah, well, I also run the designer.
okay, okay. The UI UX thing, is it new? Is it something you did before you got your humanitarian work? Or did you start doing it because of your work
I started it recently.
recently?
So when I got going to school,
Yeah.
so I was told what aspect of IT is going to.
Okay.
I never really wanted to go into the UI because I wasn't sure I was creative a lot. I told myself that I can do this and I started ending on that.
morning.
Okay. Yes.
My name is I'm also an engineer.
Could you please sit in front, guys?
I'm also a designer, UX designer.
Okay.
I also work for marketing designer and strategy.
Great.
Good morning.
Good morning.
Data analyst.
Data analysis.
Yes.
Hmm.
I do a
Okay. What are you hoping to learn from this?
in the future, I want to start my own business.
Okay.
become a freelancer. Yeah.
Okay. Okay. But you like to do your own thing.
I want to have my setup.
Okay. Ah,
Yes.
that's
My name is Joshua. What is this?
I've not seen you. That's a bit familiar.
My what is very short. I'm the graduate
So you're doing combining a couple of things. You're in school, but then you do your spoken word thing and you're just editing. All right. Pass the mic to. So, all right. I'm still going to iterate. Could we please move forward? So if there's some seat in front of you, it's better to move forward. And while you are doing that, could you just tell us who you are? Okay. Graphic designer and illustrator. I think online I have a couple of people who haven't told us who they are just yet. We'll get back to them. Okay. So one person has. Oludari. You tell us what he does. All right. So guys, online, happy to have you here. A couple of guys. Eragbe, Joy, Ogemaho, Ope, Nathaniel, Olaide, Lusami, Oludari, Olua, Olayemi, and Sarah. Brilliant. So we're just going to get into it right away. This is the British Council Creative Economy e-learning program, right? And everything we have to do during the course of the next 4 days, we are encouraged hashtag, right? If you are sharing on your social media platform. Oh, sorry, I've forgotten that also. Okay, great. So hashtag CEEP Up Training, hashtag NG British Arts, hashtag NG British, and you can also hashtag Kavik Nigeria if it's on Instagram, Kavik NG if it's on Twitter, and then Creative Arts and Visual Imagery Center if it is on Facebook. Interestingly, a couple of days that we this program, we realized that a number of people did these hashtags and got the British Council to start retweeting what they were doing, following them, and all. The essence of this exercise also is for you to build your network, build your reach as well. And if you are arguably, I think the British Council is one of the biggest organizations that you would really want to relate with. When you are done with this program, there are about 4 different modules. But as you complete each module, you get a certificate of participation for it, right? These modules are to be done online. So we're going to walk you through the process of signing onto the platform, and then we're going to review some of the exercises together. If you face it head on, I think you can finish a particular module in 12 hours. So there are 4 modules. The first one is really about those who are new, those who are just aspiring to start a business. And there are very important things to take away from that. So it'd be good for you not just to rush through the modules, but to fully study them and see what they say, right? There are lots of case studies in there as well. Short videos, maybe like 1 minute, 2 minutes, that tells you more about businesses and case studies that you need to learn. I need to sound a bit of not warning, caution, as the case may be. Each module will not allow you to proceed until you finish each lesson. okay? If you start a particular module, each lesson will only become available once you finish the lesson you are on. So if you try to scroll through, especially maybe for the slides, it will come back to bite you, because even if slides go, the videos will not. The system needs to realize that you have finished a particular module to make the next class or lesson available. Okay? But like I said, they are short and you can end them in no time at all if you dedicate time to it. And what this does also is that it opens you to the world of opportunities with the British Council, because as opportunities for grants come and collaboration, as an entrepreneur, we really want to see if you've gone through this as a building block, okay? So if you've completed it, your chances are a lot higher in getting into programs or things that you'll be doing with the British Council, as opposed to someone who's just coming in completely from the code, right? So like I say, there are 4 different segments of them, and once you are done, you will have 4 certificates. But it really depends on where you are in your entrepreneurship journey. If you're just starting, you can do the first module and that's fine. If you've gone beyond that, maybe you're about to scale up your business. For those of us who already have businesses and are just trying to grow it now to a much bigger level, then you would do the second module if you want to. Those who are in the not-for-profit side of business and all that, Module 3 and Module 4 might be a lot more, how do I put it, engaging for you if you're already big out there. Module 4 particularly is about policy. So if you're in the creative industry and you want to learn about policy or how to make policies or the kind of policies that work in the industry, then Module 4 will actually be for you. So I'm just going to ask you guys to bring out your phones if you're online. For the guys who are online, so it might be a little bit difficult for you to sign on and follow the class at the same time. So we're just going to walk us through the lessons. And at the end of the lesson or at the end of the class, you can then sign on and follow the modules yourself. And if you have any questions, you can bring it up in class, or there's a WhatsApp group that has been created, so you can leave your questions there and we'll share a lot of details on that group as well. So if you are not yet in that group, please indicate and we'll put you in the group, right? So you don't miss out on any of the things that are there. Great. We need to, sorry, yeah. I think, is it on? Okay. Okay, so we'll transfer you to this platform. That's not the problem. Is there anyone else here who was supposed to be here for next week? Did anybody get a message? Someone online? Did someone say something online? Hello? Please, if you're online and you want to engage, just raise up your hand or type your question in the box and we'll get back to you. Okay? So, all right. First slide, brilliant. So, if you have your device, we're just going to, so first and foremost, sorry, if you are in-house, and I'm going to just share the public Wi-Fi with you in case you need data to sign on. So you are looking for Cavit 2. Look for the network that says Cavit 2, right? Cavit 2, the sign on would be in capital letters. Are we there? WUSHU000. I'm going to take that again. They're looking for CAVI 2, right? And the sign-on is in capital letters. N for no, W for wish, U for ultra, S for salt, H for high, U for ultra, and then 000. Are we there? SWUSHU 000. S. Oh, sorry. N. Sorry. NWUSHU 000. So are we all done now? Brilliant. Okay, so could we drop, how do we share this with them? It's really for people in house. Is it in the link? Okay, so if you go to, for those of us who are on the chat or in the chat room, a link will be dropped for you. And I think you can put the link also online in the chat room as well. So that we can see. Link we're heading to is the britishcouncil.org.ng/programs/arts/creative-economy e-learning. I'm going to say that again in case we dropped it in the chat room. Oh, brilliant. So if you are ready, if it's in the chat room, you can just sign up directly from, right? You click that, will bring you here. Are we all there? Have you been able to access it, sir? Yes? You're here? Okay, great. So if we're all there, we'll default to this page. This will be a landing page. And you're just going to hit get started because that gives you access to the learning platforms, right? Can we hit this button, sir? Brilliant. Now, what happens is that when you hit that button, it will ask you, because it's going to sign you up. So it's going to ask you to put in your, brilliant, sign in with your mobile phone. So you need to put in your mobile number. And then if you are not in Nigerian, we'll see the next place. It will tell you, you need to put your country. That's now, I need to explain something. What you are doing presently is you are signing directly onto the British Council platform. Okay. So you are actually going to be engaging directly with the British Council. So the details you are putting here are for the British Council. I need to make that clear. And why this is so is because from here on in, as you learn or as you take the modules, you can do it at your own pace. There is no rush. There's no worry, there's no haste, but it's whenever you're done, excuse me. It's whenever you're done that you will get your certificates, okay? So if you finish it early, you get your certificate from them. If you finish in the next 2 months, you get your certificates from them. If you finish in the next 1 year, you get your certificate. But the sooner you do it, the better you read. Okay. So it's just going to ask you, and it times you, right? A bit of timing. So you need to kind of finish this and all. Once you put in your phone number, it's going to send you a code as well, all right, to your phone. And that code, when you put it in, will grant you access to the platform. This registration, you should be able to do once and be done with it. Because from here on in, it will just give you access to the modules and you can do them. But in case you change devices, you will have to go through this process again. All right? But if you have started going through the modules, even if you change device, once you put your phone number and it grants you access, you will be able to start from where you stopped. You won't have to start from the very beginning again. It's very important to note that. Just in case you switch from a laptop to a phone and you want to continue to take the courses, once you put in your phone number, as long as it's the same number registered on the platform from the very beginning, you'll be able to continue from where you start. Okay? So I think, all right. So has any of us done that yet? Is anyone there? Have you filled your number? What happened? What did you hear? What did it give you? Brilliant. Yeah, I said earlier, once you put your number, it will send you the code. Once you put that code in, this is your landing page. This is where you will come to. So I'm just trying to figure, is anyone in-house? Has anyone done that? What did they do? Fantastic. That's what I was looking for. So when you put in that code, it will show you a form, and you need to fill that form. Okay. And the reason why you need to fill that form before it grants you access is, like I said earlier, you are getting directly now with the British Council portal. And it is expected that you're probably doing this from anywhere in the world. All right. So once you fill that, we need to go back. Sorry. Back. Yeah, just leave it here. Good. So once you fill that form, you need to quickly take your time and fill that form, okay? It just logs your data with the British Council, all right? And from here on in, you are interacting directly with the British Council because this is their portal. Has anyone been able to fill the form in-house just yet? So where are you at now? Yeah, yeah. So I think we can confirm from people in-house here that once you fill that form, you will end up defaulting to this particular page. Okay? So if we're not there yet, please let's quickly get that done. You see, get started. No. Yeah. So I'm going to just run through that again. When you hit the get started button at the very beginning, it will ask you to put in a phone number. You put in the phone number, it will send you a code. So once you fill that form, like I said, it will default you to this page. Okay. Is this going to work? My button one. Can you hear me with that? Was not logged. Why is it
ask you to put in your phone number, you put in your phone number, send you a code, and then there's a form you need to fill. Once you fill that form, you find yourself at this stage, which is what we're taking today. Is the mic available now?
So if you are yet to fill the form, please quickly fill your form because I'd like us to be on the same page as you go. You can just take 5 minutes, 2 minutes, quickly fill your form. How many of us have been able to fill our forms? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, about 8 of us. I think there are about 3 or 4 more people. Are you done? Yeah, good now. Okay, great. So guys online, sorry. I hope you too have been able to see the form online or see the page online. And so you can just follow the steps. We're also recording this session. So in case you have a challenge online, for those who are online, you can just see the process of how to do it. And then, yeah, brilliant. So like I said, there are 4 different modules. There's the launching your creative enterprise, which is for new and early stage startups, people trying to go into business, people learning about business and all. Sorry? Yeah, we'll go to it, but we're not going to it just yet. I need to run through this. So, launching your creative enterprise, first module. Growing your creative enterprise, like I said earlier, if you're already at a place where you just need to scale your business or take it higher, that should be where you will be at. Once you've grown your business to a certain level, okay, your business should translate from just a profit-making venture to something that, while making profit, also is creating a lot of impact, having a lot of social impact wherever it is you are. Okay, so the third module is really about that. Current businesses today or new businesses today are businesses are being encouraged, okay, not just to make money, but to also have a lot of impact in the society. And if you model your business along that path, you will see that it will scale even a whole lot better. During the course of this, you're going to find very amazing insights about business, okay? Why do we do business? Why are you actually going to start a business? Why should you start one? What will that business be doing? How should that business run? What should be the structure of that business? Okay, so these are things that you'll be learning. And it's all gearing towards that business ending up having a lot of impact. Okay, for our friend in the house who does t-shirts, what impact does your shirts have? What messages are they passing? How are they well received? Okay. And we want everyone to also think globally. Okay. Yes, you may be at a place where your business is just small or it's just starting, but you cannot have that at the back of your mind. You need to be able to think about that business growing globally. Okay. And you will see different steps along the way as you go. For those of us who are doing spoken word and all, how are you going to have a global impact? How's your reach going to increase? How are you going to grow your market? So these are things you want to look at. And then finally, like I said, there's the creative and economy policy. That's more for people who are in the industry. So, and that is when you are really, really big. If you're now one of the people who are called upon to generate policies that will drive, the industry. But even if you're not, you should know how policies are made in your industry. You should have an idea how it comes about and how that knowledge can help grow your business as well. There's no point in growing a business, building a business structure that will not run with the policy of the country where you are or the industry, because the truth is that it will be an uphill task. You won't be able to grow. If government wakes up tomorrow and says that what you're doing is completely wrong, it means all your efforts, what you've done the past couple of years, will go down the drain. It's always good to keep an eye also on what is going on as far as policy is concerned, what the government is saying, what the government is doing. So let's just go back to launching your creative enterprise. David? Fantastic. So this is what consensus in this class. And beyond this, you will now be doing practical classes, like I said, dealing with day-to-day entrepreneurs, asking them questions. Okay? The rest of them you can do on your own. And as a matter of fact, even for this particular class, once we get you started, you can complete it at your own pace. It's interesting to note that there have been 2 cohorts before you guys, and quite a number of those people have already finished. So, I guess in the past couple of months, they're not been able to get their certificates. So, it's a two-way thing. One about someone about getting a certificate, I think, on the WhatsApp group, and our admin answered the question and said, it's not about just getting a certificate, it's about growing your business. It's very important that you are able to grow your business or be able to start one or know what to do in starting one. It's just one certification, okay? So we have getting started, the introduction to the African creative economy, because you need to know this economy you're about to go into if you don't know much about it just yet. The modules are going to teach you about what the African creative economy is. All right. In recent times, as we can see, emphasis is shifting back to Africa. So depending on whatever it is you are doing, for clothing, those who are into makeup, those who are into designs and all, everything is going back to Africa. So you need to know the opportunities that will exist there. Filmmaker. You need to know what opportunities exist for you out there. What are the value chains that are out there that you can plug into? You can connect your business with, and you can. So we'll be looking at introduction to the African creative economy, then bringing your ideas to life. All right. And trust me, you will soon realize that probably everything you know about business will shift in the next couple of days. I guarantee you that. A lot of us think about ideas. We think ideas run the world. We have brilliant brain flashes and think that, I'm just going to start a business because of that. They are soon going to discover a whole lot more than just your ideas. As a matter of fact, I think I can say that a lot of people have had to scrap the ideas or rethink the ideas. Okay? And you will hear things like, you're not supposed to have a solution. Okay? And then just go about looking for people to patronize that solution. That's really happens with a lot of businesses. You think you have a brainwave, I found a great idea. I'm just going to create a business with this idea, right? and then people will patronize you. And then you become really frustrated because that doesn't happen. My friends who are photographers, oh, I found this brilliant way to take pictures. I'm just going to develop this, and then when I take it out there, the world will jump on it and they'll really love it, and then I'll just become a millionaire pretty soon. Doesn't work. Doesn't work. Because the person you're trying to sell stuff to, the person you're trying to market, has a lot of things contending, right? Contending, with your idea for their resources. And the resources are really, really kind of slim. Understand? So we need to prioritize who gets what. And the one thing people will always do is that they will pay money for what they need. That's the truth. They pay money for what they need. For those of us who are doctors in the house, if someone is sick, you don't need to urge them to come to the hospital. They will find, even if they don't come to the conventional hospital, they will look for something because they know their health is right. But people might not make purchasing decisions about things that are not threatening or something. You hear things really because of this, that people are emotional beings. So when you are doing your business or you are creating products, that emotional aspect needs to be in place. All right. So different mindsets and things like that. So bringing your ideas to life. Now, beyond bringing your ideas to life, I'm finding the right people. I'm finding the right people to be dealing with, helping you build a team. Okay. If you want to grow your business, you need the right team. You need the right people to work with you. You need the right people. You need to be able to identify who's right for your business. Some people might have great skills, but they might not be the people or the best fit for your business. Maybe because of their personality traits and all. So you're going to learn how to identify people who would fit to help grow your business. Now, most of us are aspiring people and early starters. Oftentimes, you are the accountant, you are the graphic designer, you are the treasurer of the company, and all. You are going to also find ways to discipline yourself because your business is going to be such a, for the guys, your business will be like your biggest mistress. You demand everything. For the ladies, your business becomes your master. Wants all your time, wants all your resources. Okay? And you will carefully learn how to approach business. How do you treat your business? Is it on its own? How do you since you are the boss of your business, how do you allocate money? How do you deal with money? When the business is just starting, how do you handle money? Where do you get resources from to run that business? If it's a loan, how do you treat it? So you learn all those things. When you are building your business will be scaling your business. I tell you some things we've learned in the past couple of days. We learned that there was someone who started a business, right? A lady, okay? It was one of the case studies. She started a business. She didn't have an office. She didn't have a warehouse. She started a rice business. She wanted to sell rice. She built a strong using social media. She put her products out there. She got resources for the products. She got people to commit money to the product. She didn't have an office, she didn't have anything. And she was able to get money from the people to get the products and sell it to them. So her costs were very minimal. A lot of our reasoning will change as you go through these modules because, for instance, some people believe the myth that, okay, if you just have a great office, you set up a brilliant office, people will come and they will patronize photographers. So if I set up an amazing studio, people will come, right? There are people whose entire office comprises of Instagram page. And they are booking a lot of gigs locally and internationally. They don't need a physical office. What's your business model? What are the tools you have? Technology plays a great role now. How well are you using it for your business? What are the markets you are reaching out to? Instead of just confining yourself to a particular location, what exactly are you doing? So these are questions you need to find answers to, all right? And then we'll be talking about branding and marketing. How are you packaging your business? How are you packaging? There is a statement I shouldn't make now, but it's a teaser to what is going to come. And when the facilitator himself comes, he'll be able to teach you a whole lot more about that, okay? And what is that statement? It says that perception, please note this, perception is reality. Now, a lot of people will say, hey, perception is reality. I don't want to jump into what you will learn, but perception indeed is reality. I'll explain. For instance, we've all gathered in this room now, and we truly do not know ourselves. That is true. But what we think about each other is going to drive how we behave. Okay? If someone thinks, for instance, now that in meeting you, you're a very wealthy, wonderful person, the way that person will relate with you is very different from if they think you are someone who is of no consequence and not going to add any value to them. They're really not going to give you the time of day. So a lot of people do businesses thinking that people can see you and know that, oh, yeah, true, this is the truth about you. Nobody knows about truth. People know about perception. Perception indeed is the reality. So there is a persona you must create when you're branding your products. Okay? That sends a particular message that you want to put out there. During the course of this training, we have people asking questions. And we say, oh, GT Bank, they like the colors, they like the offices. Yes, well, that's the message they want you to understand. If you identify that, oh, they are well structured, their places are well organized, they are efficient people, you will do business with them. And this is exactly the same thing with us as well. When you are building a business, perception indeed is reality. Your product can be the best product in the world. Before people will buy that product, they must buy the person selling that product. Okay? So you will understand that, look, before someone will patronize your product, they must patronize you. They must see you as someone that they can come to, or they can get things from, or they believe will solve their problems before they will truthfully start buying from you. And a lot of us do not pay so much attention to ourselves as brands. You just say, if I make the product very beautiful, my dear, you will make the product very beautiful and it will be a very beautiful bed. Nobody will patronize it. Because until you break through for those people to see that truthfully, this person is someone we want to buy things from, they will not patronize the business. And so that comes to your mindset needs to change completely. How you do business, how you present yourself, how you speak, how you design, the type of designs you do. What is that message you're trying to put out there? All right. And when we're done with this, 6 will tell you about unlocking your certificates. Like I say, you start and you unlock your certificates yourself. Okay. But if you don't go into the modules and complete them, this won't happen. Once you are done with all this becomes available, you can unlock your certificate. And it's the same for each and every one of them. Okay? So can we start, please? Let's take a look at you are going to find another form again that you don't mistake here. Getting to know you. I want to know what your business is like, where it is now. Next. Fantastic. So Before you begin your journey to launching, you'd like to learn a little bit. I want to understand what your expectations are and what you learn help us improve the course. So if you click this, it will open up another form again. All right. It's just for them to know who you are, telling them your course or what you are, where you are in business and all. Can we go back to that? Sorry. Have a question? Okay. Yeah, thank you. So next slide. That's also, all right. Let's hear from you, view lesson. Which will open us a new page. Fine. So the same form. But yeah, thank you. Brilliant. So just click this. Brilliant. So this is where we'll come to. When you fill that form, this is what it will be post. Okay? And it's just going to show you about how to launch your creative enterprise. It's going to share a general overview with you. And we're going to run through it. Like I said, if you don't finish one, it will not grant you access to the next. That's very true. And sometimes you really need it to finish. So I'm going to just give you a heads up. You need, especially like the videos, to play through. If you don't allow it to finish on its own, if you say I'm done and you just pause it, it will never accept it. So it will take you to the next module. So you need to allow it to play through. And I'm also going to throw in a caution here as well. It's going on, you will find a lot of being given. Please take note of them, write them down, because at the end of certain parts of this, a test will come up or a survey will come up, and it will require answers from within the lesson. The reason is because they don't want people to just flip through and say, we've gotten a certificate. No. They want to be sure that you listen, you took notes, you watched the videos, and you have the answers. So, and some of those questions can be very simple things that you may have ignored if you were not truthfully watching. It's very important. Okay. So yeah, shall we? So we'll have slides, 6 slides at the very beginning, and we just run through them. Straightforward. Are you a creative entrepreneurial person? So this is all we'll be talking about. Next slide, sorry. These are the things we talked about just recently. Courses you have access. And like I said, the total learning time for all 5 courses is approximately 12 hours. You can finish it before then, and you may finish it. Just depends on how you approach it. Okay. Next slide, please. Show you what is there. So there are welcome videos for each of them. The PowerPoints you can actually download the slides so that you can use them for your references much later as you study on your own. Okay. Now there are videos and podcasts of real studies from across around the African continent. So you have studies from Kenya, from South Africa, so you know they allow you see different scenarios exactly, and you can apply them. There's an international case because from UK, and there are quizzes and assignments, and there are worksheets. So like I say, if you try to fast track, you will miss these things. And once you don't do this, you won't get your certification. Please let's take notes. So next slide, please. What did you learn when doing this? To help you critically reflect on your own potential as an entrepreneur. To help you think that through. To help you get a particular proper viable business idea. For those of us who are already doing business, we expose you to the ideas that are available across the continent. Do you want to reinvent the wheel? If you already find a place that you can plug in and your services can just go there and can begin to make money for you, why don't you take the opportunity? There's a long chain out there, value chain. Where can you position yourself? What can you do with this? This will expose you to that. Then explore the best business services or product for your customer. This is so important because a lot of us start business, like I said before, you create a product. You don't do the necessary checks. You don't even know what to check for. You don't know what people are looking for. You don't know what they are paying money for or why they pay money for those things. As you go through the course and you learn those things, they help you to fine-tune your products, okay? You have to find scenarios where sometimes for you to even design the product, maybe you want to spend time with the people you want that product to serve. So you can find live examples from them. What you think may be the problem, right, that you are trying to solve may not be a problem to them at all. And this is one of the reasons why businesses fail. Because we create solutions and then want the world to take it without finding out what the real problems are and what we should be solving. Once you approach your business from a problem where you are solving or from the angle where you are solving a problem, the likelihood is that you will make a lot more progress. I use the example of the doctors and I say someone is sick, okay? You see one thing, if you have a business really, and you can even think about it locally, you have a business that solves a lot of problems or solves problems. Oftentimes, you don't have to go looking for the people who will patronize you. They actually come looking for you. And that's the true thing about business, okay? So if you position your business in such a way or you create a product in such a way that is solving problems, people will come to look for you. For those of us who are like videographers, cinematographers, they're looking for people to fund your projects. What kind of projects are you doing in the first place? Why should people put money in those projects? Why should people give you their hard-earned money? Because you just want to chase your passion. You need to create products that blend your passion with what people need if you want them to spend money on you. Otherwise, oh, brilliant, your work is fine, but then they are gone. And then you're feeling frustrated after a while because nobody's really patronizing you. But if you create what people need, they will come looking for. I'm going to tell you for business, right? What you need to look for is there a need. All right? Are people willing to pay for that need? Do you have a solution for that need? And are you going to be the solution you are providing? Will people pay for it? You can identify what they need is, yes, that's true. But if the solution you are providing, 1,000, 10,000, 50,000 people are already providing it and it's not making so much of an impact, why should they bring their hard-earned money and come and give it to you? You have a solution, but it's not something they want to pay for. Okay, so you must create businesses around such things. You must find people who have needs, find people who are willing to pay for that need now. Because like I said, a lot of things are juggling for your product, with their attention for your product. And it's the thing they need that they will pay for. So even if you are providing a service that is brilliant, it's nice, but it's not something they put you on a to-do list and they may forget you very soon. And you can't build a business on that, otherwise that business will fall. So is there a problem? Are people ready to pay for it? Do you have a solution? And you will discover that as an entrepreneur, having that solution, sometimes the actual work of building the solution may not even be yours to do. That's how you find that people may engage young people, startups, or something to create a solution because they already have an idea of what they want. You just say, can you design a product like in this format for me? And they take it and then they put it out there and then they make money. So we must be able to do those things. And then, of course, say, identify your team and then develop a set of tools. As I say, the sky is the limit. Next slide, please. So, oh yeah, next slide, which is a video. Something with Martha?
Welcome to Course 1, Introduction to the African Creative Economy. In this course, you will critically reflect on your own entrepreneurial journey, articulate your passion and your purpose, define the difference between creative and social enterprise, understand Africa's creative economy potential, familiarize yourself with international and African cultural policies, as well as to develop your overarching vision for the Africa you want. Remember to have your notebook and your pen ready so that you can reflect and write down your answers to the questions throughout the course. It will also serve as a handy reminder of the key insights that you've gained through your learning journey. Most importantly, this is about your personal growth and development. Relax and enjoy every moment.
So, like I said, a lot of the videos are really short. Okay, next one. So, just flip through the slides, just two of them. Good. So, what happens normally these days? There will be a case study that you should look at, right? And that case study will be a video, sometimes a podcast, okay? Some lessons or some materials you need. Like for instance now, the next thing you will be watching, which is about 2 minutes, 37 seconds. You have questions, reflect, okay? What are the 3 key areas? All these questions, where do you fit in? Who are you? All right, are you an artist? Are you an activist? Are you an... Why I'm asking you, why they're asking you to reflect is because these questions will come up much later as well. So it's important that you really pay attention to them. Please, can we go to the next video, which is just this video.
It is said that the role of the artist is to make revolution irresistible. With the stroke of a brush, a new landscape is seen. A sculpture can reimagine our environment. A photograph can be a tool for justice. Songs can help communities build resilience. And films can challenge harmful narratives to build empathy. It's true that artists can move hearts and minds, but we can do so much more. We are one of the world's fastest growing economies. We are incredible creative thinkers and problem solvers. We build new paradigms for cities and drive tourism as cultural workers. We are important communicators during crises and help connect the disconnected. Our livelihoods are independent of a formal work culture. We can be of any age, any ethnicity, and work anywhere in the world. We are not charity, but a growing, thriving economy. Our sector generates more than 29.5 million jobs and $2,250 billion in US revenue. Our world is in need of a creative revolution, and yet our livelihoods are at stake. You can help change this trajectory. Create artist-friendly policies. Support the health and well-being of working-class creatives. Give artists a seat at the decision-making tables. Solicit our creative thinking and problem-solving skills, and engage us in creating a sustainable world by 2030. My name is Lisa Russell, and I'm a filmmaker and a curator. As founder of Create 2030, I advocate for responsible engagement of professional artists in the sustainability sector. Let us create a better world together.
you need to let it play all the way through, because if it doesn't, it won't allow you to go to the next module. So those are the things you want to be careful about. But beyond that, I need to point out something very quickly. 25 artists were paid by the World Bank to make this. Why are we not part of that? These things are not happenstance. It's just not going to happen like that. If you position your business properly, then if you're solving a particular need and people understand that you are the one who they need to go to, then they will come to you. And I mean, for any of us who are in this room and who are online watching, if your business has reached a place where the World Bank is coming to consult you, ask you to do projects for them, then you know that you're on your way there, whatever type of business it is you're doing. The guys they call, you know, we like to make a lot of excuses, right? For those of us who business does not work from, sometimes we say, oh, it's because there's connection, there's this and that. True, there are connections, but have you positioned your business so that when they are looking for those connections, by default, they will look towards you, all right? There are different models out there for business. There are some guys who have access, right? But they do not have the know-how. So if you don't have access, are you going to position yourself in business in such a way that when people are looking for that know-how, they will come to you? Because that will guarantee you steady money. And the more your circle of influence grows, the more people you know, the more your business will also scale. If a client comes to you and you deliver on your goods and you do very well, they will become your next ambassadors. They'll go out and tell people, look, if you're looking for this is the place to go to. That's how businesses grow. So you need to leave the sentiments of business and say, oh, nobody likes my product. Oftentimes, someone is saying things like that. Sometimes we're addressing the wrong problems. Our products are not great. And you will learn. So today is the day where we're just looking at things online. From tomorrow, it gets really crazy. I can guarantee it gets crazy. Okay? Who are the people we do business with? Everybody says friends and family. Oh, friends and family. Your friends and family will never give you the truth about your business, because they are your ride or die people. If the business is collapsing, say don't mind them. The product is so great. It's just bad belly people. They won't do it. They don't do it. Say all sorts of products. You need to know. You need to know where to test your products. You need to know how to test your products. Okay? Who are you taking your product to? Where are you getting true feedback? Are you even getting feedback for your products? All right. What is the person down the road doing that is so great if it's running a shop that you are not doing? There are some shops in this city, if you walk into it, before you spend a minute or two, an attendant is telling you, do you want a drink of water? You see, they put little things there. They make you feel very welcome and probably sell more to you at a higher price than the person down the road. Don't forget, I said something earlier. We are emotional people. And perception, what did I say, is reality. If someone who's trying to deal with self-esteem issues, okay, who walks into a place to make a purchase, and the people make him feel or her feel very welcome, well accepted, and all, there's a very big percentage that person will keep returning to that place to buy things. Okay? And like we say, perception is reality. You sell, for instance, a phone is being sold, okay, in Wuse, same price, or a particular price. Same phone in Maitama is a lot more expensive. But people will drive past Wuse and go all the way to that Maitama shop to go and buy it there, because they want you to identify them with a particular kind of thing. People make emotional purchases. In building your products, how are you going to craft that thing? What strings are you pulling out for them to spend money? These things are really very, very important. Slide, please. I have like 11 slides We're just going to run through them. You can fill them online, and then we're just going to entertain questions. So like I say, it really gets crazy from tomorrow. And that's when you're talking about deep dive business, building your business. How do you build a business? What do you do to build a business? How do you build a viable business? How do you brand your business so that people can patronize you? Because these are the tools you need, okay, to grow your business. All right. Entrepreneurship, you want to go out into the real world to see, listen, learn, and most importantly, do things, even if it means you fail. So I'm going to tell you something about failure, and you will see more of it in this place. Failure, right, is absolutely necessary for a business. But a lot of people, once their businesses fail, okay, they close shop. They close shop. And the difference between you and the successful business person out there is that the person out there doesn't see failure as a problem, okay? He just realizes that this product I've done is bound to fail anyway, but in failing, I would have learned some things about it. So I will change it again. I will change it again. And each time he changes that product, it becomes better. It becomes better. I tell you something about your businesses, right? Don't take offense when people criticize your business. This is advice 101 for free. Don't take offense. Some of us think we built our product so well. So once people start criticizing, we'll just get up or we'll just get so upset and all. No. Because the person who's giving you feedback is helping that your business. He or she could as well walk away with a negative mindset and never come back there. I tell every other person out there, don't patronize them. Their product is rubbish. Or their customer relationship is lousy. Okay? Don't forget, people are emotional people. Okay? So you need to learn about your product. What feedback will you get? How are you even getting feedback? You put together something you think is absolutely brilliant. How are you testing it? The guys who do software, who do software, they have a habit. Sometimes when they do that thing, they put it out for free because they want feedback from you. So they put a better version, you will use it, it will fail, the reasons why it fails, they'll take out the box, they correct it, until they are certain that it's ticking a lot of boxes, then they put it out before the world. If they do that and they succeed, why do we think we can be any different in what we do? If you have an idea, and you know the problem a lot of us have, you will hear, like I said, a lot of things. A lot of us think that, look, our ideas are so amazing, so we just hide them. You don't want to share because they will steal my idea. This idea, like Dr. Phillips will say, or Sid Mimsha, who will say, look, it's like one morning, I had Mimsha, and he will talk to you guys hopefully on the tree. It's like an angel just wakes up one morning, like, right? And God just gives that angel the ideas, and it's just floating around. So Africa dropped the idea, Asia dropped that. And while you are busy holding your own, so brilliant. The guys in Asia are already developing stage 2, stage 3, stage 4. And you wake up one morning and realize that this thing is time to unleash it on the world. And you discover you are 5 years too late. You are 5 years too late. If someone had told us, like maybe 20-something years ago, truthfully, that you would be able to chat with someone around the world for as fast as how you can type, we would say that person was loony. So at that time, I don't want to tell you guys the crazy things that happen, even here in Nigeria. You needed to make a phone call, you went to a phone exchange. There were a few phone exchanges around Nigeria. So some towns didn't even have it. And then when you needed to call someone outside the country, you joined a long queue. And then when it was your turn, you spoke for a little while and then they went on. Sometimes the network will just throw you out, and that's that. You know, today, 2-year-olds, 5-year-olds, one phone. So if you today now wake up and you have a brilliant idea that has to do with maybe using the post office, you want to send things, you are building a product around the post office, so they will take it, what we call snail mail now. Are you really going to succeed as a business? Where people are sending things already. Companies like Jumia, I'm sure we all know Jumia here. Companies like Jumia, do you realize they don't own the products they sell? They don't own one. Even the transport of moving things, the logistics of moving from point A to B, they don't own anything. Yet they are one of the most successful companies on the continent. Because they just understood business. Okay, some people are trying to sell, no market, right? Some people have logistic companies, no package. How about we just position ourselves? People can come to us for the products they are looking for. We will vet from the people who are selling, make sure that they keep their words, the products are good quality and all, and do that connection and make it spread. And I can tell you those guys are making more money than those providing the logistics and the products. And they are busy cashing out to the bank because they solve the problem. So please, let's take note of these things. Can we just go forward? I think there's just a couple more things I want to show. Keep going, sir. All right, go on, next slide. This is just telling us about artists, who we are, and all. Next slide, please. Next slide. Keep going, sir. Next one. Go on. Next one, please. Good. Let's go to the next one. I just want to point out things about the video, and I think we'll be done. Yeah. Personal values and passion, about your business. So you can see now we have a quiz somewhere here, which you will need to take. And this quiz will be based on the things you've done before. What are your personal values? What are the things you've learned from the videos? So let's go to the next one. This is just a quiz. There's a particular video I want to show, so I can. Next slide. Go on. Yeah. Good. This video. So what I want to point out to those of us who are online and those who are in-house here is this, right? Sometimes the videos are not as obvious as they are here, okay? So there will be certain things like in this particular slide now, you're supposed to watch what it means to be a creative entrepreneur, and there's a 1 minute, 30 seconds video, right? And you're going to learn from a South African person. But there is no link to a video here. What you need to do is go to the image, all right? And when you click it, it will take you to where that is. So in case you do not see the videos sometimes or the reference material, click on the picture and it will take you to where it is, all right? Can quickly watch this and then I think we'll be
For me, a creative entrepreneur or professional is somebody who is a creative, but that creativity or that product of that creativity, they also see as a business. You know, it's their way of making a living. Like me, I'm a musician, I'm an actress, and I use my creativity, and I have done for the past 20 years, as a way of making a living in the world. So it's an interesting thing because I think often we think our creativity or the arts can't live in the same space, as business, but it has to. It has to. Your art has to make sense, or rands and cents, or dollars and cents. Creative entrepreneurship, and it's unique as well. It's all unique to the individual. None of us, nobody here on this planet is the same as anybody else. There's only one of you, and there's only one person who's going to do it exactly like you, and that's you. So you do it to the best of your ability, and then you also make it work for you financially.
I hope we just heard that really. It's making work for you. There are no duplicates of you really. There's a uniqueness you will bring to what it is you do, but you must make sure you get paid for it. A lot of us are complaining we're not getting paid for what it is we do. How are you presenting what you're doing? Who are you presenting it to? Are there people who can pay? We had a spoken word artist here who said she presents to teenagers. I said, oh, that's brilliant. But teenagers can't pay for your shows. So how are you going to do that? You must bring the kind of materials that, truthfully speaking, maybe gets the teenagers and their parents in one room. Because the parents will be the ones who will pay. But you can use the teenagers to draw the parents in. And if the parents understand that, oh, when we engage, right, or when these people speak or this person speaks, there's a bond formed between me and my child. When you put a price on it, they will pay it. A lot of people are looking for ways to bond with their kids, especially teenagers. They're looking for what language to speak, how to speak their language, how to get their attention and all. But those parents are the ones who will pay. The children will not pay. If you're a videographer and you're doing music, you need to be certain that the demographics of your music, those who can pay for it, are the ones you are targeting. Even if it is geared towards a certain subsector, you need to be certain that they can pay for those things, okay? And we will find what we call product segmentation as we go on. So you learn how to position your product. What is your product? How do you position it? Who are the people who will pay for it? How do I identify those who can pay for it? And how do I get them to pay for it? So that I can keep making my business, I can keep doing things. Okay? Next slide, sir. Audio. Did I? Am I online? Okay. Great. The business of creativity. This was what the lady was talking about. It's an interesting thing because I think we think that creativity cannot live in the same space as business. So you see, before we round up this, I need to let us know something. A lot of people say things like, oh, we are purists in our trade. We are creators, we just create. We don't want anybody to mess up our ideologies and all. You will be a creator, you will create, but to be truthful, you will not be a business person. That's just the truth. To be an entrepreneur, you need to walk that line where you are creating, but you're also selling. Otherwise, you will just be creating content, you will not sell. You will become frustrated. So that's what she's saying. People think our creativity or the arts cannot live in the same space as business. You need to get it into your head that while you are creating, you're also a business person. Otherwise, you don't want to make this, you don't want to do this for a living. That's just what you mean. So you can go get a day job, all right? And in your off hours as a hobby. You can go do your spoken word or do your graphic design or do, because you're just doing it for fun, yeah? But if you want to do it and make money from it, you need to understand that they must go hand in hand. So you need to be able to identify your opportunities when they come. A lot of people sometimes get opportunities and say, oh, no. I don't do that. It's not my thing. We've seen success stories with people whose lives change, right? How many of us in the room knows M.I. Abada? M.I. the rap star. There's a few of us. About 20 years ago, 21 years ago, when I knew M.I. used to, he was an internet cafe. I wouldn't call him an operator. He worked in an internet cafe in Jos, and he helped people set up their accounts. The internet was really crazy. You would do it for a little while, you take a cup of coffee, you come back to the next leg. But all of us know who M.I. is today now, because he found what he could do. He found the market he could do it with. He brought that message, and the rest, as we say, is history. So what are you doing? What are you doing business-wise? So please, as we kind of round up this session, I think, what time is it now? It's almost 12. I'm just going to entertain a few questions or a couple of questions based on what we have here. And then maybe we'll close this and then we'll start the real thing from tomorrow. Okay? So, let's see. If there are any questions online, please, could you guys type it, or any observations? Let us know. Any questions in-house? Can we use the microphone? We can? Great. Any questions? Anyone wants to ask a question on what you're learning, or sure?
Entirely, what determines success in creativity?
What determines success in creativity? First thing I'm going to tell you about success is that you define your own success. There is no definition for success. Your definition of success is what you give it. All right? My success parameters are not the same as yours. So maybe my goal is just to wake up in the morning and just be happy. And that's all I do, and I'm just happy. All right? Your definition of success may be that by the time I'm 30, by the time I'm 40, I want to have a house of my own. I want to have joined a group of people who play golf. I want to have my kids, if I have any, if I'm married, in Ivy League schools. I want to be sure that my stock options are very high and I can retire at 50. All right? So you are really going to have to define yourself, what your success goals are. And once you have done that, then you will pursue it. Because that will also be the parameters that will help you grow. If all you want to do is to be able to have a great time, just partying, right? That means you'll be working towards attending minimal numbers of parties. So you are setting that, okay, as I'm partying, I've achieved my objective. Someone like Aliko Dangote now, you would say, if his goal were just to make money, maybe he should have stopped by now. I mean, he's one of the world's richest men, and yet he works, I want to say, harder than probably all of us put together in this room. Even now. Even now. As at yesterday, they launched his fertilizer company, which is right now the biggest in Africa. His refinery is about to come online towards the end of the year. And practically everybody in Nigeria and Western Africa are waiting for that refinery. His success parameters are obviously very different from what we know, right? So these are the issues that are there, okay? You need to find, so nobody's going to be able to say, oh, I'm a success. Some people, as an artist, right? Maybe as a musical artist, their success is to reach a certain number of people. Some of them are to have a certain number of people following them on Instagram. But some of them is to win a Grammy. How are you defining your own success? You must define that. These are parts of the questions you need to ask yourself in business. This business I'm doing, why am I doing it? Why am I doing it? Am I doing it because I couldn't just get a job? Does that also mean that when you get a job tomorrow, you will abandon the business or when the business starts giving you a lot of problems, as it will when you are just starting, will you say, this is not what I signed on for? I'm not even interested in this at all, sir. I'm even just managing this job, sir. I'm not even, and then you are gone. Success is what you define it as. And nobody can define your success for you. Nobody can define your success for you. And the reality is that just like nobody can define success, who knows that you are failing if it's not you who fails? You are the one who tells the world. That's why I said you can actually learn from failure, and you should learn from failure. So when people are saying, oh, fail, no, you are looking at that, oh, great. So this didn't work. That means we need to tweak it again. Which area worked? Which area didn't work? Which area did people like? Which area didn't people resonate with? Okay, so let's cut this part. Let's redo it this way. Let's redo it this way. And you will see a lot of people, when they start business, right? They start with a particular idea or direction. But as they fine-tune what they are doing, they find themselves shifting until they find that particular product that resonates, solves problems, impacts the world, and they make a lot of money. Mark Zuckerberg, how many of us know, I guess all of us would know Zuckerberg. When he started out with Facebook, he just wanted something that they'll be communicating, right? Today, what do we do as far as communication is concerned? We know what Facebook is like now, or what's it called now, Metaverse? Yeah. Have you seen how it has evolved? They are now selling land on the verse. They are selling pictures. They are selling all sorts of things. Okay? You need to define your own success. You need to own your own failures. All right? Any questions? Yeah.
I wanted to ask, just give us a little bit
I would prefer that they come and introduce themselves, but like I said, these are practitioners, heads of big firms here in the country, okay? People who are Fortune 500 speakers, people who are addressing government and addressing, but people who can still vibe with very young people because they are business people living in the business world. The realities of the business world confronts them every day so that you can ask practical questions. You understand? They say, not to say, oh, policy is so great, policy is this and that and that and that. You can even get a certificate from British Council. Yes. But how will it help you? Help your business? Help you make decisions as to where you are now and what you should do. Maybe you're even thinking of just going into business. Open your eyes to the realities of what exists out there. So when you're making a decision, it is an informed decision. It's not hearsay, it's not happenstance, it's not that we just wished. Oh, okay. So if you see very successful companies, and I'm going to say this and probably leave it at that, a lot of the successful companies are very deliberate in the things they do. Don't be fooled at all. They spend a lot of money on research and development. They are careful about their market and their products. And there's a reason why they do it. And this applies to everybody, whether you're a designer, you're a shoemaker, you're a musician, you will have a product. That product must be able to do certain things. That product must be something people will pay money for. So if you're a spoken word person, like, wow, I think few, what exactly are you doing with your spoken word? Who are the people listening to you? Who are the people you are targeting? You understand? Who are the people you are targeting? If you say people are not coming for your shows, right? Are you doing any research about those people? Who are the people you want to come for your shows? It's a very deliberate thing. You need to figure out who are the kind of people you want, all right? You need to figure out what they do or where you can find them. You need to figure out how you can get access to them, okay? You need to bring out a product that will allow them resonate with you. One of the things you will learn before we're done also is how do you, if for instance now, and I'm just going to say this, Aliko Dangote happens to be with you for 30 seconds. What are you going to do? What would you say? Sorry, are you asking me? Let me hear you. No, I want you to. What are you saying? I want to hear what you are saying. I want to hear what you are saying. You're saying?
No, I'm like, it's called the woman's elevator pitch, right? It's called an elevator pitch.
Yeah, that's an elevator pitch or any of those things. It might not be in an elevator. It might be somewhere, wherever. I know. I'm just trying to put it in the perspective people can understand. But the real thing is just when you run into someone you are not expecting but can help your business, what will you do? A friend of mine said something that was really amazing. He said he got the opportunity to be on a flight with Tony Elumedu for 6 hours. And all he could tell him was that, oh God, well done, sir. You are doing great things, sir. He said he became so starstruck. And you were all laughing at him. You see, starstruck. And the truth is that you really will not be able to tell exactly when these opportunities present themselves. You understand? You may just be walking into the Hilton and Aliko is standing there and his bodyguards are not chasing you. I mean, he's just there. What are you going to do? What are you going to tell him? And you will learn some things. You know, there are amazing things people do that you just feel without. But I can't tell you guys because I'll be preempting the class. I need you guys to learn, to make the mistakes, understand yourselves, and then learn from it. Okay? What to do. Let me tell you something, right? And that's why I don't want to talk about the people who are coming, because I want everybody to take that opportunity. I want everybody to say, hey, this is great, and I'm going to come. I don't want to upload you and say, hey, okay, because this person and this person is coming. I want you to learn from the entire experience. But there are some people who will come, and if you play in the Abuja space, there are people you want to know. Because outside of this, they are going to really, really grow your business. If you can engage with them, they will really, really, really grow your business if you have one. There was a training sometime, okay, and one of the participants, just met one of the guys who was facilitating, just an off-mark thing, oh, do you know so-and-so company? Well, yeah, I do. What is it you wanted from them? I said, I just applied for a job then. I was hoping, but well, they didn't call me. But what did you want? What do you want from them? And that was just what happened. And then training was over. The guy had gone. And then a conversation was playing out. And it turned out that the person she talked to was the head of that organization in the country. And she had no idea. She had no idea. So these things actually happen in ways you will not believe. You understand? I mean, if they had come and rang the bell and say, the person is coming, you get ready now. But What are the odds? You are in the airport, you're just trying to get on a flight, and the person sitting next to you is the person who has, a lot of us have a problem, myself inclusive. Yeah.
Can I share a personal experience?
Yes, please.
When you mentioned the airport, I actually shared a memory for you. I was traveling out for the graduation after I went to a master.
Yes.
I was just reading with Chima and Chibi.
Yes.
And the person beside me was like, people don't read this, young people don't read this and this anymore.
Okay.
And we started talking about it.
Okay.
And it's really funny, but through that person, I got to meet someone who helped me get my first job back here in Nigeria. And I worked in that company for 6 years. So very casual. It was a no-brainer just to support exactly what you were saying.
That's so great. Anyone wants to share? Has someone fallen flat on their face before? Don't pretend that. It has happened to all of us. I wouldn't want to share mine. You see, the thing is, I think for a lot of us, right? We get carried away. We don't seize the moment. You want to learn how to seize the moment. You want to grow your confidence in how you talk to people, when you talk to them, where you talk to them, how you talk to them. Because for most of us who are aspiring new people, right? We are the face of our brand. We are the representative of our brand. Before you start making the kind of money that can allow you to go and employ a whiskey or somebody to be, you are the face of your brand. So you must present your brand. You must be able to deliver your brand. And these are the kind of things you need to learn. What's the confidence? What do you know? If you know how to talk to people, how do you get people's attention? Some people like Aliko, if you start talking to them, they won't listen to you. You know why? You already pay a lot of people to do the things you are trying to tell them. So you're not adding value to them. You don't have that time. Your mind is dealing with a lot of things at the same time. Have that time. So you need to know what to say and how to say it to get at least enough attention for them to say, oh, you want to speak with my general manager? Take his number. Okay. They will expect a call from you. You know, you've gotten a foot in the door. And so all of us that were laughing that, Tony Lumelu 6 hours. Tony Lumelu 6 hours is not time for him. Maybe he has work of like a month based on that 6 hours. He's just thinking that I'm taking on this flight now. I need to do this. Then that precious flight time, you want to come and take his time. You best be sure that when you want to take his time, what you're delivering is enough for him. Otherwise, you just put on his earphones and say, nice talking to you, young man. And there are some things I will tell you. Maybe I should leave it for them to tell you. Yeah, okay. Yeah. I'll be with her in a bit. Just reply on my behalf. You know, so there are some things like that, okay, that happens, but it's not that it just happens. It's that because you were not prepared, you couldn't take advantage of it. Those opportunities come every other day. So please, we need to prepare. So you wanted to ask a question, Ellie? Huh?
The question is, first of all, I want to, because I'm taking so I would like to go through again what we mean by creative entrepreneur. Then I have this thing where I come up with ideas that I feel will solve a problem. But then my problem now becomes, how do I monetize it? And then by the time I start thinking about how to monetize it, I start feeling guilty. Maybe should I be focusing on helping people or focusing on making money?
So I'm not going to take us back. You will need to follow the lectures and check out the definition of a creative entrepreneur. And in our own case here, you're just the entrepreneur, really. You're just someone who is a business person who is using creative ways to do that. Or you could say you're a creative person trying to do business, whichever way you find yourself in it. Key things are doing something, you're making money from it. Whatever you are building needs to have social impact, right? Over time, it needs to be profitable. It needs to be something people can pay for, all right? And you have a solution to it. The issue about having ideas, right? And then thinking you will make money from it. If you stick with this class, you will discover that you are really, really, really going about it the very, very wrong way. Ideas, like I say, are just a lot out there. And everybody gets brain waves. Oh, idea is brilliant. I just need to do this. I just need to do that. And the world will be beautiful. If ideas were what ran the world, but there are so many ideas. You should have an idea that is solving a problem. It should be a problem that is, the idea is big enough, or the problem you are solving is big enough to impact people, to have, for people to pay for it. Okay? Otherwise, you are not going to make so much. I'm just going to ask them, let's go through our forms again, please. For those of us who have not signed, let's try and sign. If there's a problem, I'm going to take a 2-minute break and I'm right back. I'm sorry, just drop the ACs here. These things you brought, right? Yes, sir. We're having a meeting, and that's why I'm not taking any calls right now. You guys are really interrupting us. Sorry, that's all right. That's fine. You didn't know that. Are you a magician? What is okay. So have we all signed on? What's the problem, sir? What's the challenge? What network are you on? Can we clap for you? So we were beneficial and say, use the in-house Wi-Fi.
It's still didn't work.
And the man is using it. It was? But that's what we're using. It's working, eh?
I think if you sign on and you get for, please just put up your own Wi-Fi. Especially because there's so many people connected. So if you're ready on your
yeah, but we should have Wi-Fi like 100 people, so that should be fine. But at least people have signed on. Okay. Do we have any questions?
Okay, I just want to ask something.
Yeah.
How do you sustain something you don't see yourself doing for a very long time? It's very important.
Interesting question. How do you see yourself sustaining something you don't see yourself doing for a very long time, but it is profiting? Choice. This is a question about choice. Why do you want to sustain something? The question is, do you want to remain in it? Because you're already classifying where you are. You say you don't want to be doing this long term. You understand? So it means you're just spending time there. The question now is, if it is something that is profitable and you're making money from it, do you want to revisit your choice? Do you want to now build a career out of it? Do you want to remain in it? If you don't want to remain in it, then maybe you should start the building blocks of where you want to go to, because time's not waiting for you. How long are you going to be there for? How long are you going to do what it is you're doing? because all it does is pay the bills. This question you ask is the challenge a lot of people have as well when they are doing a 9 to 5 and they are being well paid or compensated for that 9 to 5. But they feel they need to go do business. They want to build something of their own. They want to start something. They don't want to continue in that company. They don't see their future with it. It's always a question of choice. What are you going to do? Okay? As an entrepreneur, right? That's why I say it becomes a very crazy mistress. You're going to burn your bridges. You're going to start. You're going to fall flat on your face. You're going to lose money while you're at it. So you want to really ask yourself, is this world cut out for me or not? All of us see Aliko Dangote's success story. I like to use it. The thing is, many of us never had the opportunity to sit and listen to him tell you about the number of businesses he did that failed. That failed spectacularly. The number of times people came with scams and took money off him, and so many. But his success story is a product of a whole lot of those things. And that's the truth. But because he wanted to do what he was doing, he kept doing it. So it's a function of choice. You really need to choose. Okay? You really need to choose. And like every other thing, like Larry would say, if, like I've said before, we're emotional people. We don't do a lot of things truthfully based on reason. Our purchases, our decisions oftentimes are emotional in nature. And that's really what affects our buying. Okay? So the logic would say, keep at the job. It's paying you, or keep at whatever. It's making a lot of money for you. Why are you finding happiness in it? That's why I said success is what you define of it. Okay? So are you truthfully being successful? Are you happy doing what it is you do or not? Some of us started entrepreneurship journeys way back. And I can assure you it was crazy. I worked in a bank. I was kind of like assistant manager in the bank, but the structure in that bank really just wouldn't. I was being paid, but that wasn't what I wanted to do in my life. I wanted to do something else. Those who knew me back then and who now know me that I paint and I do pictures and I do exhibitions, it's like, whoa, it's such a shift. But I'm so happy doing what I do. I wake up every morning happy because this is what I want to do. And if I can pay my bills and I'm happy paying my bills and I'm touching the world in a little way, and I'm not a burden to anyone, and I'm not saying, lend me money here, help me, no. Then for me, life is good. Somebody will say, oh, but you could have been the head of a bank. Now, yeah, but do I want to be the head of a bank? Do I want to? So you're going to really have to define for yourself what it is. And you must have those goals, and then you can chase them. Goals change, right? With time, it changes. So you keep redefining it. And depending on where you are, the truest of the statements each day now, right, is that statement that perception for me. I'm beginning to really identify with that. Perception indeed is reality. Perception is not truth. So don't mix it up. Perception is not truth. But perception really is reality. And a lot of things people do is based on that perceived reality. That's really true. Even in the decisions you take. Okay? So define your success, figure out what it is, what do you want to do, make your choice. Set timelines for yourself. Okay, this thing is getting me a lot of money, but I don't like it. I like to do something else. So how much money am I getting? How long will I get this? What's the benchmark? Can I set a target for myself? I'll do this for the next 2 years. It will help me save enough to be able to go and do what I want to do. And when you're at that place where you're doing what you want to do, even when things are crashing and burning, you know, yes, I said I was going to do this, so I'm here and I'm going to own it, and it just must work. I have people in-house here that I am really looking forward to engaging with as we engage with the rest of you guys. My friends who are doctors, amazing people. But we all know that the medical line is so different from the creative thing. How come so you're chasing, it's almost like you're at two ends of the divide. One is really pulling at you, the other is how are you dealing with it? But then I find someone who says, yes, I'm not only dealing with it, I'm actually having a brand. I'm even building a business app. When I was much younger, true life story, my dad wanted me to be a doctor. I was going to be the first doctor in the family, yeah? And so I went into med school. Did very well remedials, and got into med school, or got into first year medicine. That's not med school, first year medicine. Wrote JAM, scored one of the highest in the States, and I was on this euphoria. I was really just going on there. I got into school. So that's the medical side. I wanted you to do a lot of reading, crazy odd hours of reading. And there was that side in school, first year, jam bike. You wanted to party, just wanted to have fun. Be the guy around. Oh, yeah. And I figured out I could deal with it too. Hey, it's me here. I'll pass the exams. Well, guys, reality happened. I failed, woefully. And they asked me, so you're going to have to repeat the year. And I said, no, I don't want to repeat the year. Okay, I'm going to do something else. My dad was livid. What's the big deal? It's just a year. Repeat it and be done with it. And I didn't. But fast forward to a couple of years later, I see my friends who are doctors now, and I truthfully don't want their life at all. At all. I honestly don't think they are living. They are in this world. That's just my opinion, truth be told, right? They are in a world where it's a very structured world. They are top at their game now. They are heads of departments, professors, and all that, But I can't help but think sometimes they envy me. Because I'm just free. You understand? I'm just free. They look at me today, I hop on a plane, I'm gone. I'm tired, I just run away. Even if they want to do stuff like that, the structured nature of what they do will not permit them to do it. They've learned to live with it. They are happy doing it, to be very honest, because not everyone is a free spirit like I am. So they are happy doing it. But for me, this is just my own, perception. It's my own perception. And some of them look at me today and say, really? So you just left. We are doing well. We see you on TV, we see this, we see that. It's just what I do. Those things are like perks of what I do. But even if those things were not there, I am happy doing what I do. But note one thing, and I always sound that to a class of entrepreneurs. I live life on my terms. I am not a burden to anyone. That's very, very important. When you now want to live that kind of life, but you are now hoping that others will pay your bills while you're at it, say no. Say no. The guy or girl who spent hours of his time or her time learning in med school, squatting and ensuring that they learn what they needed to learn because they need to pay their bills. Now they are paying their bills and you are saying, guys, I want to party, but you need to pay my bills for me while I'm at it. It will not happen. And some of us now say, oh, our friends don't like to pick our calls. Oh, they are big people now. They're this, they're that. You're not adding value, period. If you're not adding value, someone is going to deal with you. That's as simple as that. Even that your very close friend who tolerates you, right? When you are going to them, you better have a proposition on how you can better their lives if you want them to invest in what it is they are doing as a business. All this era of business, and I tell you that's why businesses fail. All this era of business where you come and you talk at people's emotions and you blackmail them to spend money on you. If you don't know what you are doing, right? They'll even, out of courtesy and respect, start the business, put the money, help you get the first office, help you do whatever, the equipment, after which they will wash their hands of you. But if you are providing a solution that really, really is what they are looking for, hey, they will become, like I say, your own evangelists. They will go out and tell people, oh, this is brilliant. This is brilliant. And you will hear crazy things about how some businesses are structured, even in Abuja here and in the country, and why it works. And maybe you can apply those models to yourself as well, or find things to take away to apply to yourself so that you can rearrange your structure really. Okay, so I think we're done. Do we still have people online? All right, so my online people, I really, really appreciate you guys. Please don't forget, hashtag the British Council, like I say. Those hashtags are very important. Some people, like I've said earlier, have really gotten a few mileage because not only has the British Council retweeted what they are doing, but I guess I'm looking at them now. So you need to work on that. Be very creative in the things you put on social media, because the more creative you are, especially for these classes where we're dealing with creatives, the content you put out there also shows us a bit of what you are doing. We've had, during the course of this, we've had people do, I don't know what that challenge is called. Someone remind me. There's this challenge where everybody just suddenly starts going down. It's like beyond my time. It's beyond my time. All right. So we have people doing stuff like that. Just think of something and do the hashtags, right? Get yourself on the radar. Get yourself on the radar. Do something. Tweet something about the program. Make people know that, oh, I'm really getting this. I'm getting something out there. Ask your questions. In the chat or on the WhatsApp group, please drop your questions if you have any. We'll be sharing beyond today materials, videos of each day. Okay, so you can watch it, study it. Slides also we will get, but that's not to say we don't want you. You need to be here because your engagement with people is key. And don't forget, the people who are coming here, you need to meet them and you need to know them. Or I would advise you meet them and you know them, especially if you want to be in the local ecosystem, Nigeria and all, and grow. So do we still have any questions? Are we good? All right, if we have no questions, we're just going to sign off from the online bit and then we'll close this as well. We really appreciate also the British Council for the opportunity to share this. We look forward to you guys all growing and doing remarkably well with your entrepreneurship journey. It's really important to us in the ecosystem that you do well, that you grow, and that you become a key part of that ecosystem. Creatives really need to start taking their place, right? Yes. And we need to get our heads out of just creating and also now face doing business as well. And let's hope that we're able to achieve this before we are done. So thank you so much. Have a wonderful day. Thank you.